Hello mate. Hello mate, how you doing?
Well, hello, good evening, good morning, whatever it is when you're watching. I'll start this off with the obvious. Your boy is going far and wide. This video takes us to North Wales, in Snowdonia National Park, recently designated a UNESCO World Heritage Site because it doesn't take a genius to understand that the slate mining in this part of the country changed the landscape in many weird and wonderful ways. Hundreds if not thousands of different ruins still stand today from that era. This little trip was part of a much needed getaway, alongside a close friend who didn't actually know where we were going.
She's also from Liverpool. God help us.
Regardless, Snowdonia is an absolutely gorgeous place that makes me feel highly at peace compared to the concrete jungle that is where I live. So, with only a few days on our hands, what do you think we did?
So lads, hello. You're probably wondering where on earth we actually are. We've done something a bit stupid. This is an abandoned slate mine. It's just a little bit nuts. I mean, this is me we're talking about. I really don't know what you expected.
The slate mine you're seeing in this video today is a mine called Wrysgan.
I butchered that, didn't I?
Wrysgan is quite a small mine compared to all the other mines around it, with Somorvin quite literally just being across the valley from it. It was on an underground tour of Somorvin a few years before this that I actually learnt that this mine even existed. This mine originally opened in 1830, essentially being rented off the bigger Somorvin mine right next to it. Any slate they produced they had to pay royalties on, and the mine never quite stayed open continuously, experiencing all kinds of financial and technical troubles, bankrupting multiple people until it finally closed for good in 1946, with just 11 staff left working for it at the time. For a small mine such as this one, the Wikipedia page on it actually contains a fair amount of information, so I highly suggest you go and check that out. I've linked it below. Aside from the fact that it is bloody difficult to get to, this mine is notable for its insane incline that goes right up the side of the mountain, easily visible from the valley. This incline proved to be quite problematic given the fact that it was expensive to build and also the method of powering it changed about 3 times. Another particularly notable feature about this mine is the dimensions of the caverns. Caverns in most slate mines would be about 15 to 20 meters wide. In this mine, the width is over double that, and the height from floor to ceiling along the whole cavern is actually not particularly high. We definitely found that out once we actually went inside. Despite this just being a mine at the end of the day, this was still an amazing explore to do, and we only really ended up exploring 2 out of the 8 levels this mine had, as much as I have been in 2 of the other levels in the years prior. Despite this mine being a relatively small mine, we've probably only explored about 40% of it, and one day I most definitely plan to come back and do the whole thing.
And perhaps next time I'll actually inform Ty of where we're going and not keep it a surprise the entire time.
But that's enough about that. The sheer amount of amazing views I got to take in as part of the trip up to this mine made this even more worth my time.
How'd she get up there?
Whilst I didn't film very much because we were being stupid and also we had quite a long walk ahead of us, I don't think I need very much to get the point across on just how gorgeous this place is.
Right, so I'm staying in here. This little old dingy place. Now let me show you what the view is when I come out here. Imagine living here. And this is what you wake up to in the morning. I'm gonna buy a house here one day. Well boys, welcome to what nature intended. Well, I say that. That's kind of all mining spoils, but we don't speak about that. For the sake of everybody's health, please do not ask how I got here, and do not ask what I did to get here. All I know is I came here for the view. The silence in here is terrifying. What? Probably to the next level. We'll stay here a little bit. Just don't get too close to the fucking edge.
Yeah, I ain't surviving that one.
No one is surviving that.
You'd be fucking lucky.
There, if you look at it, that actually goes through to another level, that does. However, I don't think they ever dug a pathway here to begin with. You can see metal rods along there, so I reckon miners probably used to have to travel along planks or along...
Maybe you just attach ropes to it.
All that, yeah. Sometimes you'd have them travelling along little planks that went along the sides of the cavern, or you'd have them just going along ropes to reach the other side. Because yeah, this is a absolutely gigantic slate vein. I couldn't tell you enough just how big this is. Like that to the bottom there, that's probably about 100 meters. This is something I've never done before. I'm good. Just, this is nuts. Oh, God. Yeah, you can see there's hooks in the wall there.
More tetanus. Hey, there's some metal ones in the wall behind you that don't look very corroded at all.
No, I guarantee you cavers still use this place. Oh. Now that's a lot clearer, if you can all see that. Being shot on my big boy camera now. That is the bottom there. I really have absolutely no way of showing you just how far away that actually is. On a genuine note. I wish I could help illustrate that. It's fucking low down. You really do not want to fall down that. Is that collapsed?
Yeah. Lots of like minerals in the roof though.
Shine your torch there. You can see all the build up there of minerals and stuff. This mine is quite old. So yeah, I thought we'd get further than this, to be quite honest.
It probably goes further down than across, really.
Yeah, especially if there's another entrance at the bottom of this quarry. But the water looks a little bit too deep for us. It probably isn't, but it looks it. Yeah, it's fucking terrifying. It's absolutely terrifying. I've never seen anything like this. Oh, you're telling me? It's been frozen, and not only that, but the most you'd have had. You wouldn't have had this big bloody thing. You would have had candlelight. That's all you would have had.
Maybe a gas lantern.
This quarry was a smaller off branch of St Morvin, across the valley from it. This quarry didn't do too well. There's a massive incline in the side of the valley down by the dam. That incline cost a lot of money for them to build because it goes straight down the side of the mountain. They had to tunnel through the mountain.
They don't actually look that old, you know. I think people have been there.
No, they're probably cavers that use this area. I've no doubt they do. I mean, look at it. You could very easily shimmy along that if you had some carabiners.
Yeah.
Into the next cavern, because that's another cavern there. You can see that quite clearly.
Yeah.
That's another cavern. But yes, this is terrifying.
Interesting what that little tunnel is saying there.
Say again?
Bottom right corner. Like a tunnel.
Yeah, it leads down to another level. I guarantee you, if we go down, that might lead us to somewhere else.
It's a plant.
That is a plant. That is an actual plant.
It could be dead though.
It's probably just been blown down here. Bit funny. Now, the only problem is, we've got to get back up here.
Well, I'm all first. What are you?
Oh dear. Oh dear. Today on You've Been Framed. It's a bit wet. You a bit stuck?
Taking time to consider my decisions.
It's alright, we've only got all day. Little bonus clip for you. That's where we came out of. And this is where we came up to. This is the former high-level slate mill for this mine. They took all the good bits out that didn't end up in those piles of crap, and they turned them into things like tiles, masonry, shit like that. I just thought I'd give you a quick once over of it. And also, I'll show you something a little bit cool. Once I get there, that is. Shut up! It is incredibly nice up here. You have quite the view. Yes, there's water there. This is what remains of some machinery. I couldn't possibly tell you what it is, but it looks like, obviously, that's the spindle there. It clearly used to machine stuff that was on that plate. That's the belt drive, looking at it. Probably ran by an electronic motor. Doubt it was ran by water. Will you be quiet? For the love of God. Remember the incline I was talking about in the mine that they couldn't afford to run? It's this. It's an old engine. They used an old truck engine to operate the winch. Bet I could still run that, you know. I'd take that to a garage, fit it with a new header. Bet that could run. I'm joking.
Well, you know.
That's the haulage drum. And this is the incline I was on about. It goes right down the mountain. When they built this incline, they calculated the angle wrong. And they screwed it up. So, essentially, they had to rebuild the incline to get it to work, and even then, after that, because they weren't really pulling out much of a profit, they couldn't really afford to run this. And eventually, the quarry was no more. Hello, mate.
Yeah.
Hello, mate. Hello, mate. How you doing? Lunchtime, boys. Couldn't think of a more picturesque place to have a water and have a biscuit, to be quite honest with you. It's the beauty of going to somewhere like this. Climb up a mountain somewhere in the middle of buckfuck, God knows where. Sit down, have a drink, take a picture. Oh yeah. Probably gonna get wet. Hello, not only have we found some randoms, but also we are currently experiencing technical difficulties. I will be back shortly.
If you get stranded up here, there's a pretty decent house over there.
Yeah, I can't say I want to stay in it though. Right, so we were just up there. We've come down. That mine level was all the way up there somewhere. This is the lower level mine. It's cold. It's very cold. It's quite deep, this water, so just make sure you don't be an idiot. It's so cold! Oh, it gets shallower further up. Use the, you can see the more shallower stones. Just go on them. Because it gets more shallow as we move up. Nor do I, but welcome to curiosity and the will to explore. That sounded... Yeah, it shallows out here. Yes, it does. Ooh. Yeah, it does. It's way shallower here. I'm sorry if you can hear wind in this, but that is the tunnel's air shafts actually working, which is actually quite reassuring because I like breathing when I'm underground. Remnants of railings there. How are you doing then?
Fuck you.
Okay.
How is this shallow?
It don't go up to your ankles. I haven't even got my trousers wet. And they're riding low on me. So, here we are. We're in the lower level of the mine now. What you saw earlier was a higher up level. This is the lowest possible level that I can find. And oh my god, is the air a little bit cold, isn't it? There's water running down here, as to be expected really, because when the mine gets quite old, it's not really gonna keep any of the water at bay anymore. It's dry there. Oh my god, I think we found it. So, there's the way we came. This is the rest. Ah! That's not what I meant to do. This is nuts. This is absolutely nuts. Ty, we were up there earlier. That's where we were stood.
That's not scary at all.
That's where we were stood. I can't believe that. It's huge. This cavern really is massive. Probably not down here, no. There's another tunnel there. We'll investigate that one in a minute. You sure that's mineral?
No, I don't know, it's very shiny.
This is just astonishing.
Is that an old mine cart?
That is. It's an old cart.
That's pretty cool.
Nice to see it. I think there's a bit of wood there as well.
Yeah. Like a bit of a stick or something in there. Excuse me, if there's a ghost in this mine. I'm going to touch your shit. I might not touch that actually in case I get fucking tetanus from it.
Yeah, it's not a good idea. Don't fall.
It's ready to fall too, I don't think.
I've got to be honest, it's the sound in here that scares me the most. People have walked this. Yeah, that'll happen.
Not as cold as I thought it would be though.
No, I'm surprised myself. Does that go anywhere? Oh god.
Down.
I wouldn't want to go down that.
I'm not going down there, but your torch is better than mine.
This is just insane. I can't show you the perspective of this place. I really cannot show you the perspective. That's where we came from down there. The problem is it's really hard to film slate mines because it's grey and it's just not a colour that comes out well cinematically. Right, we'll head down here.
Why are we going down there?
Because we can. This mine isn't very big. That's more like it. Oh my god. Here's the other cavern. There's water running down somewhere. Oh my god. You alright?
I stepped on a log. Oh, this is where the other bit was going.
Yeah, it's still just as big as the other side. That's the cavern we were in there at the top. And this is the one that we couldn't access. It's still really not that easy to display the scale.
Small cord there, look.
Huh?
Small cord.
Yeah, people have probably broken some cord in here and ditched it because people do caving in here, so...
Well, no, that looks old as fuck.
This is nuts, mate. I'm going to see. Because it's quite evident this has collapsed.
Yeah.
It shouldn't really look, it should not look like this. I mean, I'd like to get up on that rock.
Why?
Just so I can see what's on the other side. Curiosity killed the cat, but then I'm pretty sure the rest of the quote goes that something brought it back to life again. Look, don't come up here with me.
I want to see what you're seeing.
Okay. Just don't slip. So, this is a lot more cavern. There's a tunnel that goes through there actually, but I've got to be honest, I don't want to go any further than this. I think we've seen enough. This cavern's collapsed at some point. In no way should it be looking like that. Unless they just maybe left the spoils here, because it looks like a lot of spoils have been dumped in this cavern over time. There's not really much point lifting it up top and then just dump it. It just costs money you don't have in that respect. It is pretty nuts in here. Never thought I'd get to see an abandoned slate mine. It's like nothing I've ever seen before. Right. I think it's time we made tracks. It's time to get out. At least it ain't half as bad as the other way out when we were up there.
I'd rather have been up there, to be honest with you.
Really?
Yeah, it's fucking wet down here.
Live with it. You're a Scouser. You're used to like being flooded half the time anyway. Look at this. We have a midget there for scale, which actually helps a fair bit. You can tell they started mining up this vein here and then they stopped.
Oh, it's all called carrying in here.
Because they mined all the way up that slate vein. And then they just chucked the spoils down here because they couldn't afford to chuck them out in the spoil pits up the top. And then by the looks of it, this was probably the last action this area saw. Well, time to get out. Having fun there, are you? Yeah, it's not nice this, is it? Oh, thank God I have fucking boots that go up to my ankles. Oh! Oh my God! Oh! Oh! And the weather's not on our side now. Oh dear. Well boys, we've got to make our way down this trail in the rain. Hey! Can't even see the trail there, so this will be fun. Well, I mean, at least status update, we're not dead. This is the only real dangerous bit of the trail left. The rest just sort of goes down the grass there. Fucking stairs! That's where we had lunch up there. If you could call it lunch. It's a bit wet now. Just a bit wet. Just a little bit.